With every major Deadlock update, it feels like some leaks inevitably come along with it, and we have some major leaks to talk about today. Hey everyone, this is Connor here at Dead Unlocked, and I am very excited today to go through a few leaks that have kind of surfaced in the wake of the major update. So obviously I want, most of the focus to be on what is happening in the game currently. The game is in an unbelievable place right now. It really feels like it's coming into its own identity. Deadlock's starting to feel like it's getting close to being, a fully legitimized game. It's a crazy thing to be able to say, right? However, looking ahead a little bit, this first leak especially really plays into asking the question, what kind of game is Deadlock going to be? Because, as you can see here, it looks like, according to this account right here on X that posted it and was reposted to the Deadlock the Game subreddit, it looks like Deadlock developers are working on a new Escort game mode. So for those unfamiliar, if you haven't played like a Team Fortress game or an Overwatch game, an Escort mode is where one team is trying to push something through the map, the other team is trying to obviously stop that from happening. In Overwatch, it's a payload. I think in Team Fortress, it also is one, honestly. But this looks like some kind of an in-between here. The Reddit poster, the OP, said, it seems like Deadlock developers are working on a new Escort game mode. You must sacrifice your health to capture a point. Then you need to escort an NPC somewhere. Sounds like a combination of VIP and payload game modes. Welcome back to Team Fortress 3. And this is just honestly an image of... and this is actually, I just realized this text here. This is actually just pulling some kind of game file stuff to pull this. So we see escort data. Once the escort dies, how long will we re-enable ourselves? Once the lag period is over, how strong the spring? Yeah. This is kind of a rough leak. Citadel triggered capture point, Citadel trigger hideout. All these things talking about the Citadel. Capture point, capturing, right? So all of these things essentially pointing to the fact, and I think a fact that a lot of people know, is that Deadlock's going to have multiple game modes. And so this is, I really think this is such an important leak for us to talk about on the channel, because this really does, like I said, answer the question, or at least contribute to answering the question, what kind of a game is Deadlock going to be? Because I think a lot of people have it in their mind that Deadlock is just a pure MOBA. It's going to be a lot like Dota 2 or League of Legends. But what Valve is really doing here is kind of giving us a best of what so much of the industry has given us over the last decade and a half, right? So it's going to feature a lot of elements, I think, like Overwatch or Team Fortress, especially Valve kind of being one of the, I think, arguably the pioneer of hero shooters with Team Fortress. I think they have a good idea of what they want to do with this. I would expect more modes, though, besides Escort. This is just obviously one, but I would expect an ARAM style mode, kind of going back to the MOBA idea. I would expect probably a team deathmatch or something like that, right? There'll be custom games, there'll be all kinds of things in between. It's not simply going to be the traditional mode in Escort, I don't think. But I could easily see this being just one of many modes. But at the end of the day, this is a leak. This isn't a confirmed that this is happening. Again, with any leak, we always have to say with a grain of salt that, this could just be total fluff and nonsense. However, this really would line up with the fact that I think Deadlock is going to have a multitude of different modes to offer players, and having an Escort style mode makes a ton of sense. So really cool. I mean, this is like, again, I came from Overwatch. I started covering Overwatch in 2016. That's what got me my career in esports, right? Like I'm huge into that game, but I really haven't been lately. And I think one of the biggest things I wanted from it was some more complexity, some more depth. And this is what Deadlock is. I mean, Deadlock has just answered everything I want in a game. And especially if they start adding modes like this and, kind of hearkening to both player bases between like, Overwatch hero shooter and MOBA, I think it's going to do incredibly well. And I'm so excited to see what this game does. I mean, the update has given me just so much excitement and life already. I think the player base reflects that. But man, this is just even more fuel to the fire. Next one is, it looks like the models for the new heroes have been revealed in this little STV leak. If you don't want to see what the new models look like until they come out, we already pretty much know what these heroes look like. I mean, we have the kind of like phantom versions of them in the hideouts. We already know at least outlines of what they'll look like, right? But this is a little bit more of a confirmation of the models. So you have Paige here with her book down there hanging out. We have Doorman looking spiffy. I don't know if that white hair is permanent. I don't know exactly, some of the details. These features probably are not that. I think he's got red hair. So take this with a grain of salt. These are probably not finalized. You got Drifter there. You got Victor with his new gun. and you have Billy. And Billy looks awesome. I mean, I just can't say enough how awesome Billy looks. This really takes us to our next leak, and this one is interesting because we see gameplay footage, what it looks like at least. This is, again, I don't know sometimes how people find these things. It's beyond my simple pea brain, but within the files, basically, we have now Billy, you know, his character model doing his thing with what people have theorized and have figured out, I guess, to be Doorman's ultimate. So let's watch this clip. I think it should have audio.
I would take this time to make you confront your inner demons, but in order to do that, you'd have to be a person with some sort of actual passion and drive. But you're not. You're a caricature of outrage, a contrarian who thinks that hating something is the same thing as being interesting. So please leave. You're dreadfully boring.
Wow. Okay. That is awesome, number one, because Doorman is just gonna be this, like, evil... I mean, he sounds awesome. I assume this is Doorman talking this. I assume this is not Billy. But what a badass clip. I mean, one, Billy looks amazing here. You get to see his model kind of walking around showing off, but otherwise, this ult, if it's like a little confined space that you're trapped in, or maybe you one-on-one Doorman in here, I don't exactly know what it's gonna look like, but what a sick clip. Let's watch that back one more time.
I would take this time to make you confront your inner demons, but in order to do that,
it's
you'd
like
have
this
to be
odd
a person
space.
with some sort of actual passion and drive. But you're not. You're a caricature of outrage, a contrarian who thinks that hating something is the same thing as being interesting.
Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, so this one, yeah, we're voting for Doorman. I cast a vote for Doorman literally after seeing this video yesterday, so I gotta agree. This one does look pretty cool. So, I mean, between this one and the last one, we're seeing kind of our first look at the new heroes. This is a leak, but I felt comfortable showing it because we are going to see these heroes in, at the most, a week's time anyway. So, cool to see a little preview of what's to come. Doorman certainly looks awesome. Billy looks awesome. I mean, again, I've said, like, everything looks awesome about 100 times in the last 48 hours, and I still really feel that way. This next one is a new one, and this is more to that question of, like, what kind of game will Deadlock become. I think it kind of works to answer that. It looks like, though, this was found in the game files, each hero will probably have their own progression system. For leveling up, we will receive various rewards, trophies, and upgrades / decos for the in-game shelf, whatever. Basically, you're gonna probably get experience for things you do in-game, as we can see in this little video here. So this is just a little end of game, you know, a little screen whip here. Really cool. You see a little XP pop up at the top, stats populate, all that kind of good stuff. There it is again. So this will be cool. I think that you're gonna have, like, he's got the number 2 there. You're gonna have the ability to level up heroes, and so this is, you know, this will be a cool kind of like oh, I forget what it's called in League of Legends, but there's like a mastery points or something like that. Basically, like, you know, things you can earn, whether it be probably just cosmetic or like profile decor, for playing heroes a lot and kind of rewarding you for investing in the game. It seems like Valve is already keen on doing that because that's how you can vote for new heroes right now, is like just playing games. So yeah, and you can obviously see throughout the video he's going from level 1 to level 2, so it's showing multiple different things, right? So this looks really cool. I think this is not anything too major in the sense of like, oh, like, heroes are going to level up. I think people probably, to some level, know that this kind of thing is coming. It's just really cool to see Valve's initial vision for it. As with all leaks, I have to say this one more time. I've already said it once in the video. We really don't know the legitimacy of this. This looks really convincingly accurate, and I mean, it certainly looks real. But we don't know if this is like the earliest of early rough drafts, or if this is actually going to be something that looks somewhat polished, like what we might expect to see as a final product. But at the end of the day, right, this last update, I think, is the first step towards Deadlock really becoming the kind of game it's going to be. It feels like it has so much more clear of an identity between the hideout, between the load screen music, between the hero select screen, and the new lighting on the map. It really feels like Deadlock is kind of honing in and getting very close to what it might be. Now, at the same time, seeing stuff like this, and like stuff about the Escort map, I hesitate to say that we're very close to an open beta or a finished product yet. I think there is a lot more that Valve has in store for this game, honestly. And I think this game is going to be huge because of that. right? Like, we haven't even, you could argue, we haven't really even seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Deadlock, even with the new update yesterday. Now, it's massive. Like, I cannot understate how big of an update yesterday was. I really can't. But I don't know. The more I think about it and the more I look at some things, I'm like, this could still have a while to go. Now, I'm in the camp that I think that we very reasonably should get an open beta or something like that in Q4, probably around November, December. I don't think Valve wants to mess with next summer with the GTA release. So I could, and I think it's next summer at least. So I could see them wanting to finish out the game by Q4, at least in some kind of state. That being said, I still don't know. So again, I wanted to show these leaks just kind of as a quick recap to round up. There was a few others, like some voice line interactions between heroes, some other things like that. Reddit has been popping off, so it's been hard to find some of these things. Primarily, I find my leaks on the subreddit. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope these were fun to take a look at. I hope you're enjoying the new update. I certainly am. I've been trying to cover it as much as I can on the channel here. Let me know if there's any kind of content that I've missed, anything I need to go back and do for the new update. Otherwise, I'll be very excited to see what new hero comes out tomorrow. We'll definitely be covering that, and we'll stay on the pulse for the next week or so, covering all of the new hero updates and getting more into the game. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, from our house to yours, we'll see you all next time here at Dead Unlocked.